It's very scary when you're around people that want everything to be perfect. Hmm? That the table should be set in a certain way and all the dishes must be color coordinated and stuff has to be done. Whereas I'm the kind of person who gets a plastic tablecloth and puts styrofoam, not styrofoam, paper plates. uh, and I don't really bother so much about stuff like that. But there was a time where I used to get anxious if I was not doing things perfectly or the correct way that it's supposed to be done. I always, as a child, felt less than adequate, less than the rest of them. Like I felt the rest of them were all just fantastic. They were doing everything perfectly and everything was, right. They wore the right colored dress, or their hair was nicely plaited. I had 2 pigtails with oil in my hair. They didn't have the putter, I had the putter. All these little things I remember now when I think about it. It used to make me anxious as a small child. That I felt that I was never good enough. Never good enough for the people around me. But today, Joel Osteen's message was run away. That was the name of his message. And which is quite ironic because just this morning, Rajiv gave me a section to read from Osho, which was also touching on the same topic. This idea that we want perfection around us, that everything needs to be perfect, only then it works out, only then it's good. Osho says, even God is not perfect. I mean, if you think God is perfect, then everything should have stopped. Creation should have stopped, right? Once you have something that's perfect, you don't go on creating. You don't go on doing things. You keep on doing it when things, like you're making a doll and you make the face and everything, the legs are too short, so then you throw that doll away, you make another doll with the legs longer, then the hands are not right, so then you throw that, then you get, you keep doing new stuff till you have something that's perfect. Once you have perfection, then you don't do anything anymore. The very fact that creation is in a state of flux shows that God has not reached that perfection. Right? That we think that divine is perfect, therefore we need to be perfect, or we have to be in sync with everybody else. But we have to understand that whatever is in the universe, that supreme intelligence, is the same thing that's in us, and it just is what is. Who has this decision, who has this book of perfection? I mean, I don't know. I don't know who decides what is perfect and what is imperfect. At what age you should be married, what kind of clothes you should wear, what school you should go to, what car you should drive, what job you should have, what the color of your house needs to be. We're always, the first thing that, like I was explaining to you, that I was alarmed with the color of the house. Why? Because actually speaking, as soon as I saw the color, I thought of, my times in Mexico, which were such wonderful times. I said, now I just need to put a navy blue trim and I have my Talavera home, It would have been perfect. But it's not acceptable, right? It's not acceptable in this society to have such a loud house in the middle of, what kind of a neighborhood? What if I want to sell the house? Who will buy it? All these questions come up, and you want to fit into that general mold that everyone has set up. Somebody decided for you that you should be married. Why? That you should marry a person of the opposite sex. Why? That by this such an age you must have a child, by certain age you must have grandchildren. So many reasons to be anxious and to feel inadequate, to feel less than someone else. There are people, that don't have to do anything and they get lots of people attracted to them. And there are others who can do whatever it is, whatever it takes, and cannot make a single friend. Neither is good or bad. It just is. The mold that you were put into is your unique mold. It was made exclusively for you. With all the talents, the qualities, the problems, the benefits, the money, the economics, the politics that you require for this life. And if you're around people that demand perfection, run away. Run away. Those people make you feel smaller than you are. And if you've not learnt to accept yourself totally, it is very easy for someone to make you feel like a small little worm on the floor. And I always tell such people, I used to tell my children, how does he decide how you're supposed to feel? If he says that you're a heathen, you're not a Christian, you're not acceptable, why are you feeling bad? I am telling you, you're fine. Why is what he says so important to you? We had gone for this Life Health Expo, and I remember some men stopped a couple of our students and told her, you've got a terrible heart condition. If you don't deal with it soon, it's going to spell doom for you. And she got really, really upset. And I told her, I said, you have no heart condition. You are taken care of by the divine energy flows through you. You are fine. I said, now who are you going to believe? Whose word is going to sit in your head? We don't want any health care. We want to be in perfect health. Everything working as it should be, all correct. From the time we were young to the time we're old, we're taking very good care of ourselves, eating healthy soups, we're doing all the right things, going to exercise. We don't want anything to go wrong. But does that happen? Does that happen as you grow older? I always find that I'll wake up in the morning and I'll decide what type of exercise I need to do. Sometimes I can't walk. It's hurting too much. But there is no reason to feel, oh Lord, what's happening to me? I can't go for a walk. I'm so old. I was so beautiful and so, everything was working in perfect order. So you've got to make your life work for you. Nothing is in perfect order. There is nothing like perfection. There's no perfect order. Every day something new will come up. You may have a wonderful set of teeth that help you to eat, but suddenly the pain will start. There's a hole in one of them. And now people are doing all kinds of things to their teeth. Always look on the TV, and I always wonder whether these people, these celebrities, is it the real, are they real teeth? Or have they gotten it fixed and put implants and veneers, to have perfect set of teeth? How much pain they go through for this perfection to look fantastic. All these, taking fat out of here and putting it here and taking fat. I didn't know nowadays they'll want big behinds. I had no idea. Here we would work like anything to get rid of it. Apparently now it's a sign of beauty. Things keep changing. Perfection, rules of perfection keep changing. So plugged into our bodies and the way we look on perfect bodies, and as we well oiled, perfectly working, something goes wrong, it really throws us off. It really does. My mother texted me saying, "You all are so lucky at age 80, it's so hard to deal with all the things that come up." I'm like, why? For 80 years it has worked so well. You should be patting yourself on the back that it's going this well for your age. I mean, every day has to be a day of gratitude. Every day has to be a day of gratitude. You cannot let people make you feel smaller and less important than you are, because it's all about feeling good. See, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Not how wealthy you are. Not how successful you are. Not if you're married. Not if you're unmarried. None of it matters. What matters is, are you happy? If you're not happy every single minute of the day, if you're not able to quickly bounce back, deal with what you have to deal with and quickly get back to that state of equilibrium. That's the whole trick. That nobody topples you with their comments, with their presence, with their apparent superiority. I've always had a problem of, very strong people around me, always, all my life. And I was never the type A, I was the dreamer. I always dreamed about, how things could be and should be, and, never grounded in reality. And when people tell you that you're vague, they used to actually call me vaguey because I never heard anything anybody said. I was always dreaming. So you really begin to believe it. That you won't amount to anything. That you're vague. And it really wasn't until this whole process of meditation, the breathing, and then when you listen to that knowledge, and then you see how much you've been shortchanging yourself for so many years because you were simply unable to apply the knowledge to yourself. You're simply getting buffeted by everyone around you, all the things around you. The stronger ones will remain strong. The weaker ones remain weak. And today I was reading a book called The Gene. And the man who coined the term survival of the fittest spent most of his last days crippled and in bed with all of his body failing. There was no survival there. Life is full of these strange opposites. And until you realize that you're good as you are, you're comfortable as you are, you will never have very successful relationships. Because you'll always feel either superior or inferior to somebody. Most people that make you feel that you're not doing things perfectly, that you're less than perfect, less than what it should be, have problems themselves. And they assert themselves in this area just to show that they know something more than you. Just to have that sense of power. Always. Always. So, we have to get to that place where we are very, very comfortable right here, right now, in this moment, with whatever we've got, and that we're going in the right direction. Have that confidence and that belief that I am walking in the path that was chosen for me. It helps to think that you're chosen by the divine. We are all chosen by the divine. We all have very unique destinies. And we get so caught up in so much of garbage, so much of nonsense, that we get sidetracked. And we don't get to the point where we realize, where are we going? What is this all about? So much about how am I feeling? I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling tense today. I'm feeling excited today. I'm feeling emotional today. So caught up in that point of emotion. So caught up in the way our bodies are doing. So caught up with our minds. So caught up in our memories. We all are stuck somewhere in one layer of our existence. We lose sight of everything. It's very simple. That it needs is for you to come back. You know how that wiper comes back? It goes, wipes, and then it comes back. Right? You have to come back to get started again. So every day you have to come back and then wipe it all clean, and then come back and then wipe it all clean. You get up in the morning. That's why I ask everyone to do that breathing. So you do the breathing and have this vision that you've just wiped everything clean. It's all perfectly clean. All the raindrops, all the muck, everything on your windscreen was taken away. And you're starting over. This is how we have to live our life. From day to day to day. Every single day is a new day. It'll have challenges, but challenges cannot be fixed in the future. Mañana, you've heard that saying, no? Mañana por la mañana. Mañana never comes. The guy who tells you that he's going to come mañana por la mañana, tomorrow never comes, does it? When you say, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, all your problems, whatever has to be sorted out, everything happens today. So we have to bring it back. We have to bring it back. And that is the training. And that's why I keep saying it a million times, again and again and again. So then when you're caught and you say, that's what Kanchana always says, bring it back. Wipe the slate clean. Windshield wipers. Something, some vision, something to drag you back to the present. Say, what am I getting caught up in? Whose idea of perfection am I trying to live up to? I'm comfortable with myself. I love myself. I know who I am and I know where I'm going. That's the ultimate challenge.